Good morning again, girls. How are you today? Hope you are all fine. So in the lesson before, we have finished how to write an equivalent fraction using number line diagram. And we have learned how to write also the equivalent fraction using multiplication. Today we'll continue the idea and we will have also the division. So our lesson for today is 10.4 equivalent fractions use multiplication and division. If you have done problems like this, 2 out of 5 equals to what out of 10? Related to our lesson before, you know already how to do this exercise. You will look at the denominator. Why? Because the missing number is in the numerator. So the completed or finished part here is in the denominator. As you see, we have numbers in the denominator in both sides, but the missing is in the numerator. So I will work with the denominator only here. You have to think about yourself. What I will use to write the equivalent fraction? I will use multiply or divide. So you should think about these two ways. Okay, how to decide to multiply or divide? You can see in this fraction that 2 out of 5, the 5 in the denominator changed into 10. So the number was smaller and it get larger. So because number got larger here, so I have to multiply. You know, when I move from a smaller to a larger, we have to multiply. When I move from a larger to a smaller, we have to divide. So in this case, we will multiply. So you have to think about two things. First, to decide multiply or divide. And the other thing, what number in the multiplication table I will use. Okay, let's see again this exercise. How the 5 changed into 10. It's getting larger, so for sure it's multiply. Okay, I decided that I will use multiplication sign. So which number I will multiply? Go to the times table and remember it. Okay, so you'll see that the partner with 5 to get 10 is 2. So because I multiply 2 with the denominator, I will multiply also 2 with the numerator, related to our rule that we have learned in the last lesson. Remember that whatever I do in the top, I've got to do in the bottom. And also in this case, whatever I do in the bottom, I've got to do in the top. So I will get my new fraction is 4 out of 10. So 2 out of 5 is equal to 4 out of 10. When completing an equivalent fraction pair, we look at the finished part, 2 numerators or 2 denominators, to decide how to finish the problem. Remember, in our exercise before, the numerator was missing, so the finished or completed part was in the denominator. Let's see this exercise. Complete the equivalent fraction. 7 out of 9 is equal to 35 out of what? Okay, let's think here. First step, where is the completed or finished part? It's in the numerator. Look at the numerator in both sides. It's completed already. But the missing here is in the denominator. So we will work in this case in the numerator. Okay, what are the two things you should think about? We should think about the multiply or divide, and also you should know which number you will use in this exercise. So look at the 7 in the numerator. You can see the 7 changed into 35. Okay, ask yourself. The 7 is getting larger or reducing? Yes, the 7 is getting larger here. So it was smaller number 7, then it get larger 35. So the number here is multiplied by another number. So think about multiplication table. So 7 times what equals 35? 7 times 5 related to our times table. So remember again the rule. Whatever I do in the top, I've got to do in the bottom. What I did in the top, I multiplied it by 5. So I will go to the bottom, that is the denominator, and also multiply it by 5. Okay. So which answer you will get here? Okay, very nice. You will get 45. We know whatever we do in the top, we've got to do in the top. Sorry. Whatever we do in to the bottom, we've got to do in the top. Okay, let's see this exercise. 3 out of 5 equals to what out of 10? What is the missing here? The numerator. The completed part is in the denominator. So we have 5 and on the other side 10. How the 5 change into 10? So you have to remember. Think about the sign and which number you will use. Okay, the sign here is multiply. Why? Because the 5 getting larger. So I will multiply it. So 5 times what equals 10? 5 times 2 equals 10. So whatever we do to the bottom, we've got to do in the top. So 3 times 2 also is 6. So 3 out of 5 equals to 6 out of 10. Okay, let's have another exercise. 9 out of 33 equals to what out of 11? Okay, in this case, what is happening? As we will look to the completed part in the denominator, because the numerator is missing, you can see that 33 reducing into 11. So here the number is getting smaller. Okay, and we said that if the number change from a larger number to a smaller number, we will divide. Yes. So the first thing here is divide. So I will know that I should use the division sign. Very nice. So I will divide. Okay, to divide what? So you should think about the number that you will divide it with, 33 to get 11. Look at your times table. Okay, so you will get that the partner of 33 to get 11 is 3. 33 divide 3 is 11. So whatever we do to the bottom, we've got to do in the top. To the top. So we will go to the numerator and also divide it by 3. What I will get? Okay, so 9 divided 3 is 3. Very nice, girls. Good job. So if you are not strong on multiplication, just practice, girls. Okay? See you next time.